The Insurance Bureau of Canada says all standard homeowner and tenant insurance policies cover damage caused by fires, and they also provide coverage to help with the cost of mass evacuations. In a news release, the organization came out with advice for anyone forced to flee due to wildfires in the Northwest Territories and British Columbia. The organization recommends to make a list of damaged or destroyed items and keep receipts for expenses they incurred. Devastating wildfires have forced thousands from their homes in the Northwest Territories and the BC interior over the past week. More than 1 in 4 Canadians told a polling firm in June that they had been affected by fires during the spring. Joining us now is Mr. Rob Desprez, National Director of Consumer and Industry Relations at the Insurance Bureau of Canada. Sir, thank you again for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's break down the kind of information that Canadians affected by these wildfires need to know right now. Let's start with those forced to evacuate, sir. So, what sort of coverage should evacuees be aware of, and does this coverage vary depending on province?
So, a standard home, tenant, or condominium unit owner policy covers damage caused by wildfire, plus, it includes the cost of additional living expenses when you've been forced to evacuate. So, this additional living expense coverage covers things like your travel and accommodations and additional meals and those costs that are related while you're away from your home.
All right, sir. And what about those who may lose their entire homes and other property to these wildfires? What should they know about their insurance coverage?
We do know that some people have sustained significant damage or unfortunately lost their homes as a result of the wildfire. Remember that your insurance policy is there to help you. You'll be assigned an adjuster and they'll walk you through the claims process. Most home insurance policies have replacement cost coverage, meaning they'll cover the cost to rebuild your home to similar kind and quality and size that you had previously. So your insurance company is there to help you, and your policy will provide you with the coverage you need to rebuild your home and replace your contents.
Now, considering how immensely stressful wildfires and evacuation can be, why is it so important for Canadians to make this list of their damaged or destroyed items and keep receipts for expenses?
You're the one that knows best your home and the contents that are in your home. So some companies want to make sure that they're providing you with the appropriate costs and the replacement item costs for those things that you want to replace. When you're evacuated, expenses can vary. Hotel costs vary, meals vary. You want to make sure that you're compensated properly for those costs that you incurred. And that's why it's important to hang on to the receipts to make sure that you get full reimbursement for those outstanding evacuation expenses.
And getting a little bit more specific here, what sort of expenses are most likely covered under insurance policies in Canada? What particular receipts should Canadians hold on to?
Really, any receipt that you incur while you're evacuated. So, hotel costs, fuel costs, meals, even laundry services can be covered as well because you likely don't have laundry services depending on where you're staying. So, that's where it's important to have that conversation. And remember, those additional living expenses start the moment that you're evacuated. So you can start that insurance claim process right away to make sure that you get the financial assistance that you need for the duration of your evacuation.
All right, sir. Now, are there any expenses or pieces of property that may not be covered under insurance policies?
Well, your insurance policy would not cover your usual expenses, things like property taxes or some of your existing bills that you have. Those are your responsibility. Your insurance covers those additional living expense. So things like a hotel cost is something above and beyond what you would normally be covering.
All right, sir. Just a quick 30 seconds left here, but if you could leave us with a piece of advice for Canadians who are currently being affected by these dangerous wildfires, what would it be?
Your insurance company is here to help you. You have a policy, and that policy is a promise that they're going to respond in your time of need. You have a need, they're here to respond. And also remember to be prepared to make sure that you have your insurance documentation with you and your emergency to go bag, and you know who to contact in the event you're evacuated or if you do have loss or damage to your property or your other items like boats or off highway vehicles.
All right, Mr. Dupree, thank you again for your helpful advice.
Thank you for having me.